Though President Muhammadu Buhari is yet to sign into law the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2021 passed this week by the National Assembly, which among other things makes direct primaries mandatory for all parties for election of candidates. State governors across party lines are firming new plots to scuttle the amendment. The governors who felt the alteration would strip them of their power of deciding candidates for all elective positions in their parties mounted pressure on the lawmakers to drop the amendment. But the lawmakers refused to back down. They went ahead to add mandatory direct primaries to the bill. For the lawmakers, the amendment will strip the governors of their massive influence over delegates and restore the powers of all the members of the parties with regards to selecting candidates for elections. These amendments, if signed by the president, will also stop the governors from removing federal lawmakers at will. They just sit in their offices and decide who will return and who will not return. They have been doing so for over 20 years. A senator who pleaded for anonymity told This Day last night. The senator eagerly pointed to how Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State stopped all the state's three senators in the 8th Senate from returning to the Ninth Senate. But the state governors have not given up. They want their powers over delegates and selection of candidates retained and are ready to do anything to achieve this. As a source put it last night, the governors are ready for a total war on this amendment. Sources close to one of the governors told This Day, the governors are waiting for President Muhammadu Buhari to return from France so they can pressure him to withhold assent to the bill. They believe they can convince the president to stay on their side. They are very sure that the president will send this bill back to the National Assembly. Another source also said the governors are not ruling out legal actions in case the president decides to sign the bill. He said, "This is a constitutional issue. Any law against the constitution becomes invalid. Constitutionally, the political parties have the right to decide their mode of primaries to select candidates. Making direct primaries mandatory is unconstitutional. In any case, democracy is also about choice in any selection process. It is also undemocratic to limit the political parties to direct primaries." But one of the senators who led the mandatory direct primaries said insinuations that it was undemocratic and constitutional is a ruse. He adds, democracy is also about people having a say in selecting candidates for elections. Speaking with newsmen last Monday night, at the end of the meeting held in Kebbi State's Governor's Lodge at Sokoro, Abuja, Kebbi Governor and Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, Abubakar Bangudu, said the governors were unhappy about the National Assembly's resolution on direct primaries. The Kebbi governor, who faulted the National Assembly's insertion of direct primary into the law, maintained that the political parties should be allowed to pick the option best suited for them. Bangudu noted that the resolution was against the spirit of executive order signed by President Buhari, which frowns on large gathering in the wake of the global pandemic. He further argued that the direct primaries were too cumbersome, unwieldy, and would overstretch the limited resources of INEC, statutorily mandated to oversee primaries conducted by political parties. He said, direct primaries involve supervisory role by INEC, so if multiple political parties are doing their primaries, INEC resources will be overstretched, and I think the chairman of INEC have even commented on that. The PDP leadership is also opposed to mandatory direct primaries. The PDP said our party holds that it is the inalienable right of each political party within the context of our constitutional democracy to decide its form of internal democratic practices, including the processes of nominating its candidates for elections at any levels. The PDP also believes that no political party should force its own process on any other political party, as the direct primaries amendment, a practice the APC sought to achieve. The Director General, Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, Dr. Salihu Lukman, also alleged that APC lawmakers pushing for direct primaries were out to hoodwink the party. The APC chieftain said, understandably, part of the sentiment informing the actions of members of the National Assembly was that Nigerians have little or zero confidence on the disposition of party leaders who are alleged to be under the direct control of governors. Lukman stressed that, largely because of this perception, there was an ongoing media campaign blackmailing governors, that they were the ones perpetuating all the bad practices associated with the indirect method, and therefore the reason why they were against the adoption of direct primaries. Politicians are just fighting for their own head right now. If we look very closely, it's not really about the people. APC and PDP alleging that this is APC's plot. APC on its own, they are just thinking about themselves, because an instance was raised there where a Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State, where he stopped all the state's 3 senators in the 8th Senate from returning to the 9th Senate. So the governors have the right to determine who comes in and who stays out. But with the amendment to the electoral bill and the Senate pushing for the direct primaries, all of those will be stopped. And even for elections as well, any form of election, governorship and all of that, it's direct. The governors right now, they are fighting seriously against these direct primaries. They are fighting it. And we got a hint that when President Buhari returns back, they will try to convince him, to pressure him not to sign. But if that doesn't work, they have plan B. They don't want to be stripped of these direct primaries. They have plan B. Personal interest. When will these politicians even put the people first? Let it be all about the people. Because right now, it looks that they are stripping the governors of their rights, of who they are going to push forward, who they can impose on the people, and to do their bid, so that they still continue to remain in power. Well, we'll see how all of this goes. Guys, let's hear your own take down below in the comment section. Thank you once again for staying tuned. We really appreciate you. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, click on the like button. And if it's your first time, you're very welcome. Please hit on the subscribe button. God bless you. Till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.